planned to spend my summer break from Megalith TV writing a book. For peace and quiet, I borrowed my writer friend Chloe's flat on the river while she went to France. Or so I thought. The peace was soon broken by a threatening phone call and a visit from Kevin John Athlone, Chloe's ex-lover. Valentine Brighton, our mutual friend and publisher, told me that Chloe hadn't gone away at all, but had merely moved downstairs to stay with her new lover, Sir Richard Lionel, the property tycoon. Another of Chloe's friends, a photographer called Adam, also lived in the block, a squatter. Returning to the flats from some research, I found Chloe stabbed to death in her own bedroom. Then I sensed that someone was watching me from across the river and set out to investigate.
You should never have come, Jemima.
Turn around so I can see you.
You will be kind to me, Jemima, please.
Yes, of course I will. It's Valentine, isn't it? I thought you were someone else. I thought you were Chloe's squatter, the photographer. Do you know him?
No. No, I must go home.
I'll drive you home, then you can give me a glass of wine. Hmm?
Yes. But the point is, do I tell the police? I mean, it will kill Mummy. It will kill her. What should I do? Do I have to explain? I mean, it would all come out in the papers.
Yes, of course you must tell the police everything. And about your phone call to me.
What call?
The anonymous one you made in your Irish voice, like just now.
Oh, God! If he gets into the press, I can't bear it. I simply can't bear it. I shall have to go and live abroad.
Valentine, you're not Lord Byron. Do stop thinking about yourself. What's an anonymous phone call or a little harmless voyeurism or whatever this is?
I don't know why I do such things. It started when I was a child. With Chloe, it was somehow different. I mean, she was so provocative. It was almost as if she wanted me to watch her.
I didn't want you to watch me. Valentine, the police are not interested in your private taste. They're only interested in a murder.
She promised me she'd broken with him, but I saw him there.
Who?
And there he was, very much at home, shaving on her balcony.
Who? Who, Valentine?
Who, you? Can you believe it?
Who, Valentine?
Athlone! Couldn't you tell the police? I mean, you put it so much better. I'm simply not up to it.
Yes, of course I'll talk to the police. Come along, I'm taking you home.
No! Reporters swarming all over the grounds. And the helicopters from the TV. The postman knowing. People once known for years and years. Oh, it's simply too awful.
Valentine, just stop talking. Just stop talking.
Oh. Poor Mummy. How will she bear it?
Lord Brighton's heart was in a terribly dicky state. Father was the same. Heart attack at 40. Mother confirms it. She is a formidable woman, strong as an ox. Do you know her?
No, I've just heard about her from Valentine.
She made me feel about 1 foot high.
Why did it have to happen then?
The doc said it could have happened at any time.
I did give him one hell of a shock.
You had him banged to rights, my dear.
Poor old thing. There were so many questions I wanted to ask him.
He told you pretty well everything.
No.
The Irish sculptor did it. We'll get him. Witness has come forward. He'll confess. There will be charges before the morning, you'll see. Go to the library. Get on the book.
My publisher is dead.
Ah, well, we'll have to see what we can do about that, Jemima. Why don't you leave it all to me?
Sir Richard Shawford.
Sir Richard presents his compliments.
and asked if Miss Shaw would like to join him on the piazza for a glass of champagne.
Oh, really? Well, yes, thank you, I will. You coming?
No, I've got to get back.
Try and have a few more words with Kevin John at Lowe.
Ah, he has admitted to it.
Admitted to what?
Being in Chloe's flat at 1:30.
Oh, yes, but not to killing Chloe.
Appearances are against him, and I'm a great believer in appearances. See you, Jemima. Bye.
I'm a great believer in appearances. God, I can't stand this smug copper.
No, Pompey's all right. He just hasn't listened to all the evidence. Look, Chloe said she was going to the Camargue to try and write a piece for Isabel's taffeta. I think you ought to get hold of Isabel. Hmm?
Are you really going to see Sir Richard looking like that?
You get on with your phoning.
Good morning, Miss Shaw.
Morning.
I'm glad you decided to come. Do sit down.
Thank you.
You like Bucks Fizz?
Yes.
I start work at 5, you see. Like to use the day.
Even when your mistresses are murdered.
Do try some pâté. Always eat when you drink.
No, thank you. Were you going to marry Chloe?
Oh, good Lord, no. Of course, she was the most attractive woman in the world. I was absolutely mad about her. Absolutely mad.
But not mad enough to have left your wife for her.
Not for a moment, no. No question of it. Francesca is wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. Great manager. Great hostess. Nothing she can't do. You seen our house in the country?
No.
Never stay there with the Hampshires? I would have thought Retta Hampshire was rather your style.
I've never even met the Duchess of Hampshire.
Oh, really? Oh, pity you'd like her. Well, they let Parrot Park go terribly downhill when they were there. What Francesca has done is simply amazing. You must come down and see it. Make a fascinating program for your series.
I do problems rather than achievements.
Well, this was a problem before Francesca got to work on it.
So you'd never dream of leaving her for another woman?
Oh, no. Chloe was one of my little flings. I do fall madly in love from time to time, don't you?
No, only now and then.
Do at least try some pâté. It's awfully good. I get it, rather surprisingly, from a little Greek place just around the corner from here. It's called Little Athens. You must go there. It's very reasonable.
Yes, I will.
As the inspector may have told you, it was there I had lunch with my wife.
At the time that Chloe...
Yes. Unfortunately, Francesca was not very well. Pity, because she'd insisted on coming up to see me before I set off on my holiday.
Well, perhaps she was a little upset.
Upset tummy. I need hardly say she knew nothing about Chloe going with me. I always keep my affairs completely secret from her. She never knew a thing, nor even suspected.
Are you sure?
Keep my life in watertight compartments. Marriage is one thing, love is quite another, quite different. A touch of adventure, like Chloe. Totally unreliable and a terrible liar. She was pregnant, did you know?
Yes, I did.
Who was the father? Did she tell you that?
Well, I thought perhaps.
Not mine.
Oh?
We have no children, Francesca and I. Not her fault, it's mine. Boyhood illness. Never bothered me. And Francesca's learned to live with it. No, who got Chloe pregnant? I'd like to know.
Well, I haven't the slightest idea.
Suppose he killed her. That blackmailing bastard. Excuse me.
Ah, last, I got the two of you together. The devouring lion of Dockland and Miss Jemima Shaw. See you later, goddess!
Tessie, wonderful. I've got a little job for you. I take it you're not very fond of the cat?
Frankly, I'm not.
No. Well, you might like to take him up to the man on the 3rd floor. I think he likes him. And I think you might like the man on the 3rd floor. Hmm?
Isabel sent me to fetch you. She's very, very upset.
Well, where is she?
Well, I'll show you where she is. So there she is.
Oh, fine. You're going to stay and wait
Yes.
for us? Right. Isabel.
Darling!
Are you all right?
She has just told me the news. How terrible. A little spiritual solace. Laura! Where is that idiot girl? You're so late. I mean, Chloe and St. Valentine. No, my eye makeup will run. But this is London. I mean, what do they know about makeup? I have just come back from Paris. It is very different there. There, I would not dare weep with my eye makeup on.
You've just come back from Paris.
For the collections. It was a nightmare, so hot. Chloe and St. Valentine, the two people I wanted to kill most. And now they are both dead. It is too terrible for words. She used my letters in her book. They were horrible, so disloyal.
Which book?
Fallen Child. She used my letters to her. And foolish, foolish letters. The letters of a foolish woman written down for all the world to see.
But Isabel, I read that book. I didn't read...
There, in print. Chloe put them in and Valentine published them. And for that I want to kill them.
Yes, but you didn't murder Chloe.
No, I did not want to murder Chloe. I wanted to kill her. It is not the same thing. That artist, what is his name?
Kevin.
Kevin, he murdered her.
Oh, you think?
Of course. He was violent and he loved her. Valentine too, he loved her. She wanted that, you know, Vanos. She loved it. That is what Valentine could never give her. Sweet boy, poor boy. If only he could have given her something like that. Then he would not have been so sweet, would he? And life would have taken a different turn for Chloe.
Excuse me, Isabel. We must hurry or you'll be late for your appointment.
Yes.
But I must talk to you more.
Of course you must.
But what about lunch?
1:30. Laura will be in touch with you, d'accord?
D'accord.
All right. Make it a little Athens. Au revoir, chérie.
Good morning, madame. Miss Jemima Shaw.
Yes.
A great pleasure and an honor for us. Do come in, please.
Thank you very much.
I'm Stavros, madame. It is not often we have somebody so brilliant and so beautiful come to this restaurant. Will you have an aperitif, madame, with the compliments of the house?
Well, that's very kind of you, yes. Glass of Retsina.
Is there anybody there?
Darling, there you are. You look lovely. I'm sorry I'm so late. But what a charming little restaurant.
Yes, Sir Richard Lionel told me about it.
Ah, Richard Lionel, a very powerful man, a very dangerous man.
Dangerous. Do you think so?
To anyone who stands in his way, he has no pity. He wipes them out. He obliterates them. You know Chloe was having an affair with him.
Everyone seems to have known about it except me.
It was the same as with that artist, Kevin. The same danger, the same violence. But with Richard Lionel, it was controlled. He was cool.
Yes.
No, he was not cool. He was cold, icy cold. I did not like him. He had no passion except for himself and his career and his position in the world.
Madame,
Oh, what is that?
an aperitif, madame, with the compliments of the house.
Thank you.
I think they give it to all their customers.
Miss Security, madame?
Oh, it's Retsina.
Madame doesn't like Retsina.
On the contrary, I like it too much. It will make me talk too much.
And, what's your name?
Tessie.
Tempting Tessie, eh?
Some of them call me that.
Yeah, just move down a bit. Sit up there. That's great. Tempting because you are so...
So what? So everything that is beautiful.
But Chloe was terrible to him. She behaved so badly to him.
I'm beginning to think Chloe was terrible to all her lovers.
Not lover, no. Valentine was never that. Sweet boy, poor boy.
Are you sure?
Valentine, lover? No. A peck on the cheek, perhaps, nothing more. Too well-bred, too much of the aristocrat.
Doesn't necessarily follow.
Ah, wicked Jemima. But this was different. Valentine adored Chloe. He loved her in his own sad way. The way of remorse, perhaps, fluttering towards the star. Yes, that was it. Kisses like a moth, don't you think? Very gentle. You hardly feel him, a fingertip touch.
Do you think he wanted to marry Chloe?
Oh, no, he knew that was not possible. Can you see Chloe in that big house in the country?
Frankly, no.
And Valentine was too much frightened of Mama.
Yes, he always used to say, Mummy doesn't think Chloe would go down well with the neighbours.
So strong, so snobbish. I think all Valentine's women gave him a terrible time. So he would torture himself, listening to Chloe tell him of her affairs. Terrible torture. It was driving him mad. But he went on listening. He could not stop. And at last, crack.
Crack what?
His heart attack, of course. His heart could not stand it. So it went crack.
It's lunchtime. Do you want anything to eat?
I'm not hungry, are you?
Perhaps you can tell me one thing that has puzzled me.
What's that?
Chloe was the kind of girl whose private life was nothing but trouble and turmoil. She liked it to be so, am I right?
Right.
But for her dress, her clothes, her appearance, her face, her hair, there was never any turmoil. They were always immaculate, spotless. I mean, every hair in place, every fingernail freshly painted, every accessory very fashionable, very suitable for the occasion. I mean, she would never wear something sportive at the cocktail hour or a dinner dress for lunch. Then why was she killed in a petticoat? I mean, one does not wear a petticoat to be killed, particularly a white one.
Thank you, Isabel. I knew you'd do it, and you've done it.
Done what?
Told me something new, at least asked me something new. I'll pay for lunch.
Ah.
Stavros.
Yes, madame.
The bill, please.
Yes, madame. Oh, madame. Madame chauffeur is here.
Not Laura, my PA?
No, madame, just a chauffeur.
Idiot girl, I wonder where she is. Jemima, darling, I must go. See you very soon, I hope. Thank you for the lunch. It was exceptional. Au revoir.
Au revoir, madame.
Au revoir, monsieur.
The bill, madame.
Yes, would you add a brandy to that for yourself if you'll stay and have it with me?
No, no, madame.
Tell me, my old friend Sir Richard Lionel was here yesterday lunchtime with his wife.
Yes.
Lady Lionel was a bit, ill, I believe.
Yes, nothing to do with the food, you understand. She was unhappy.
What time was this?
It was a 1 o'clock booking. Sir Richard was exact, he always says. Then Lady Lionel came soon after that. She had an aperitif, then some termosalata, and then tears.
What happened then?
Sir Richard told me to summon the chauffeur, but it was too early. The chauffeur was not back yet.
This must have been about 1:30.
Yes. Sir Richard was angry. He goes out himself to look for a taxi. It is difficult at that time. It was difficult for me, too, looking after Lady Lionel all this time. Eventually, he succeeds. He puts Lady Lionel into the taxi, and faces of thunder, both Sir Richard and the lady.
And then...
He comes back and sits here. No reason to waste an excellent meal, Stavros, he says. He sits here reading until 2:30. Then the chauffeur takes him away.
Did you tell all this to the police?
I told most of it, but I'm a businessman. I don't tell them about Lady Lionel's tears. That's private. It's not for the police. The only thing they want to know is that Sir Richard was here from 1 o'clock on 2:30. And that I tell them, I swear to it, and my two waiters, Nikos and Spiros, they swear to it too. Παιδιά, ελάτε εδώ. Χθες ο Sir Richard ήταν εδώ και είπαμε για την αστυνομία. Εντάξει,
λοιπόν. Συμφωνούμε.
Ακριβώς.
Ο κύριος Σταύρος λέγει την αλήθεια.
Ακριβώς. Του είπαμε ότι ήταν εδώ πέρα από τη 1 ώρα ως τις 2:30. Καταλάβατε. Εντάξει.
Εντάξει, κύριε.
Εντάξει. Λοιπόν.
I must go, I really must. Jemima will be back before me.
Does that matter?
May not to you, but I'm her PA and it's my job.
Do you think she'll give me a job?
I would.
Oh.
Good afternoon, Adam.
Good afternoon, Laura.
Just called round to see how you were. I can see you're all right.
Yes, would you come in for a moment?
If only just to hear your explanation.
Will you excuse me, please?
That's okay. I think a speciality of PA's do. Tell her about the cat and see if she believes that. Hello. Hello. Have a nice lunch.
Yes, very nice, thank you. And you?
Fantastic.
What's that supposed to mean?
It means you're not the only person who can find things out at lunch. Lunchtime, anyway.
What's the difference between lunch and lunchtime?
Adam told me while we were discussing something that he was looking from his balcony about 1:30 on the day when Chloe was murdered.
And?
He saw Kevin, John, Athlone leaving in a hurry.
And he told the police that?
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's really interesting.
No, what's interesting is what he didn't tell them.
What's that?
He carried on looking and he saw someone coming towards the house.
Who?
Sir Richard Lionel.
I know what we could do.
What?
You know you are beautiful. Huh? Death is beautiful. Let's give Jemima Shaw something else.
What are you doing?
Let's make a lover's tryst. A suicide pact. Come on now, we're gonna jump together. Come on, we gotta jump. Come on.
Stop, please.
You're gonna want to do it. Of your own accord, you know? I wouldn't murder you, though.
Thanks.
Oh, you just imagine it. Splat down there on Lionel's concrete yard that he calls his piazza.
Yeah.
You know, that would make an even bigger splash of red, wouldn't it?
Sweetheart, won't you? You'll save me. Because if you don't save me, Jemima Shaw, Madam Investigator, I'm going to keep you here until you do. As a hostage to misfortune, mine. So you will stay here until you solve my problems, which shouldn't be too difficult and it shouldn't take too long, with your brains and my assistance.
I thought Pompey put you away.
Oh, no chance of that, darling. Not when you have got a solicitor like Punch Fredrickson and a dear old High Court judge in chambers giving you bail. Kevin John Athlone, says he, you shall go free, without a stain on your character. Well, in actual fact, he didn't quite say that, but he should have done.
Who put up bail for you?
Who but Croesus?
Who?
Creepin' Croesus, the gallery owner.
Oh, Crispin Creed.
The very man, and so he bloody well should have done. The thousands he's made out of me. And now, Princess, spin the straw into gold. Oh, 1,000 apologies for being such a bad host. Of of course. You need some fuel for your grey matter.
Sorry, but the phone doesn't work. It's probably been cut off. Didn't Chloe pay the bill?
The fridge is off as well, so the wine is warm, but never mind, my little darling. Worst things happen at sea. You won't have a drink with me?
No.
Good. It's all the more for me.
With my brains and your assistance.
Fire away.
Why did you come back here yesterday?
To apologise for my abominable behaviour. I hit you, remember? I disgraced myself.
Yes, I remember. How did you get in?
Same way as I got in today, through the door. It was open. I figured you popped out for a bit, so I thought I'd take the time by having a shave and make myself presentable for you.
Well, thank you very much.
Which I did. Well, I was walking around the flat thinking about Chloe and the vicissitudes of life. Then I saw me sculpture again in that bedroom. Marvellous. Bloody masterpiece, that. By her bed, would you believe? Do you know that that is a work of genius? Do you know that?
Yes, and...
Huh? Oh, yeah, I decided to mutilate her, so I slashed it to bits and throw the bits over the balcony.
Did you tell all this to the police?
Of course I told it to the police. I told them I got the biggest, sharpest knife I could find in the whole kitchen.
But you couldn't do it.
Of course I could have done it. It's just that she came in.
You were disturbed by Chloe?
Dirty little whore. Parading about the place in her underwear.
Listen, where had Chloe been till then?
God knows. I don't know. She hadn't been in the flat. Probably out with some lover somewhere. I don't know where.
You had a row with her?
I did indeed. It was the mother and father of all rows.
Until Chloe said something to you which made you drop the knife and go away quietly.
No,
Yes, but you didn't kill Chloe.
I did not. And I did not drop the knife. I flung it on the floor. And I did not go out quietly. I went out like a raging bull. And the only reason I did not hit that dirty little whore
Is what?
earlier that day, I had hit you when I was drunk. Now, I obey very few rules in life. But I do have one absolute rule. And anybody who knows me will tell you this is true. I do not hit two women in the same day. I limit myself to one.
Hello, goddess. Have you flown up to see me?
Adam, give me a hand.
If I have freedom in my love and in my soul am free, angels alone that soar above enjoy such liberty.
Adam, get me out of here, down to the first floor flat, will you? Then I'll feel safe.
Whatever you say, goddess.
I think you better come in. I'd like to talk to you.
Hello, Miss Shaw. I took the liberty of dropping in to collect a few papers, letters, theatres from mistresses, that sort of thing. I hope I'm not disturbing the creative flow.
No, that's all right, Sir Richard. You obviously need to keep dropping in to Lion Key. Perhaps you could tell me why you came back here yesterday lunchtime.
Well, I could, but I won't. Miss Shaw, we have a perfectly capable police officer in charge of this case. I don't think he needs your help. Which reminds me, the time has come to deal with you, young man.
I think you can come out now. What was all that about?
What was all what about?
Oh, come on, Adam.
Come on, what?
Why does he keep saying you're blackmailing him?
Yes, I suppose you could call it a mild piece of blackmail, yeah.
Are you going to tell me?
A group of us were trying to lease a warehouse down here for a studio. We found this place, we got it sorted out, and Sir Richard stepped in and bought it over our heads. Well, we got up a petition and found he was doing this up and down the river, generally buying people up, kicking people out, and wrecking the waterfront by turning it into his own private property.
I did a program on this, didn't you see it?
I was demonstrating outside.
Oh, that was you, was it?
It was pissing into the wind against people like him, isn't it? And they got the money, they got the lawyers, they got everyone in their pockets.
Not quite everyone.
Well, then I met Chloe, and I thought I'd turn all the information to my own advantage, as they say. She seemed to think it was all a good joke against Sir Richard.
Oh, you knew Chloe?
Well, of course I did. She gave me the key, that's how I got in up there.
How long had you been Chloe's lover?
It was about 3 or 4 months. It started by accident. I wasn't ever really her lover.
Did you make Chloe pregnant?
What?
Well, she was 3 months gone. Did that start by the same accident?
I don't know.
You told the police that at 1:30 on the day Chloe was killed, you saw Kevin John alone leaving the house.
Yes, I did, if that was a question.
No, but this is... Did you go on looking and see Sir Richard Lionel approaching the house?
Yes, I did.
Did you tell the police that?
No, I didn't.
Why?
Because they didn't ask me about Sir Richard, they only asked me about Athlone.
Well, you could have told them all the same.
I never volunteer information to the police on principle.
Because you were afraid they might want to know why you were so interested in all the comings and goings at Lion Key, why you were taking all the photographs. And they might have wanted to see them.
Actually, I've decided to hand them over to the police anyway.
Ah, well, that's good, Adam, but, I want you to let me see them first.
You give me a job, goddess.
You know what I think of you.
Tell me.
I think you're charming, clever, and bloody naive.
Still brooding?
No, I've had a splendid afternoon.
Really?
Mm-hmm. And I've decided we're going to have a party.
That's great. I love parties. When?
I should think 12 o'clock tomorrow, drinks before lunch. People always come promptly for drinks before lunch.
And where are we going to have it? Here?
No, Chloe's flat.
Fine. All I need is a list of the people I have to invite.
Right, here you are. It'll come as a surprise to all of them.
And what would you like me to say?
I think you should say that they're all invited for one reason. They're all suspected of murdering Chloe Fontaine.
Right, I'll say that. Anything else?
Yes, you might also add that the name of the murderer will be announced at the party. By me.
Darling, I'm so sorry I'm late, but I had a customer who could not make up her mind whether she wanted...
Ladies and gentlemen, the cabaret is about to commence. I hope you've all got a drink in your hand.
Just a minute.
Right, may I start?
You may speak, goddess.
You tell him Jemima Shaw investigator.
May I say something before you start?
Yes, if you wish.
I understand you propose to tell us about the death of poor Chloe Fontaine.
Yes.
Well, aren't you rather preempting the work of the police? And possibly embarrassing our friend over there who's been charged with the murder?
I'm not your friend, you bastard! She is my friend. Jemima Shaw, the darling of the box and of my heart. Give us some more of that gnat's piss, will you?
That's just coming.
What I am about to tell you is a story of love. Love and, of course, later on, death. Until I realized it was a story of love, I failed to understand the truth about Chloe's death. And all of you are here because all of you, in your different ways, loved Chloe. It's one thing that you have in common.
He never loved any bastard in his life except himself.
But Jemima, a crime of passion, we all know that. But he did it. He was drunk, of course. Mais quand même.
Me, give us some more of that gnat's piss, so I can put up with that old bag.
Cochon.
Isabel. You loved Chloe in spite of your saying you wanted to kill her. I looked up those letters of yours in her last book.
The traitor, the snake.
The letters said it all. You gave your heart to her and never managed to take it away again, whatever she did, however badly she behaved.
It is true. Oh, poor Chloe. Poor little Chloe.
And the man you think killed her?
He did. He did it.
Well, Kevin Jonathan Lone, you told your story. And it was most of it true.
What do you mean, most of it? I bet then you are joking, Jemima Shaw.
It was true about your coming up here and finding the door open and walking around the flat shaving.
I told them that, didn't I?
You thought the flat was empty, but when Chloe appeared in her underwear, you thought she'd been with a lover or was waiting for a lover.
Of course I did. I mean, what the hell do you expect me to think?
Isabel, you said she was always immaculate, always dressed in something suitable for the occasion.
Oh, yes, always.
Chloe's father was about to arrive at the underground station. She was in the first floor flat with nothing but her clothes for wearing on holiday in the Camargue. She felt she had to be suitably dressed to meet him, so she came up here not to meet a lover, but to change her clothes. I'll show you where she was while you were shaving. She was in this vast closet, which I took the liberty of opening up yesterday. And she heard the noise of you walking about, so she came out to see who it was, in her underwear. That's all. And you had your row. But I think you lied to me about why you went away.
I never did.
You said you didn't hit her because you'd already hit me and you didn't hit 2 women in one day on principle.
And what's wrong with that for a principle?
The reason you didn't hit her was she told you she was pregnant.
But no man would hit a pregnant woman now, would they?
And you went away chastened because you knew then it was all over.
Jemima Shaw, you are a first-class witch.
So that brings us to the question of who was the father of Chloe's unborn child. Not Kevin Jonathan Lone, not Sir Richard, for reasons he's explained to me. Perhaps Adam.
Perhaps.
Or was it the man she was talking about when she referred to a casual, carnal encounter? Was it Valentine? We'll never know. Ah, Chief Inspector Portsmouth.
Hello, Jemima. Didn't mean to gate crash. I was just passing.
An untruth already. I think you were invited, but not by me.
By Sir Richard Lionel.
Well, you're just in time. So?
Miss Shaw, are we in the police to be treated to some more of your amateur psychologizing?
No.
Or have you, I suspect you haven't, some facts to put before us?
Fact, you went to the Little Athens to meet your wife for lunch at 1 o'clock. Fact, you had a terrible row with her about Chloe and you reduced her to tears.
Well, she was upset, of course.
Yes, so upset that after an aperitif she wanted to leave. But your car wasn't there. You went out to get a taxi, but really to warn Chloe. You were afraid your wife might go straight to Lion Key and you wanted to get there first.
Have you any evidence I went there?
Adam, you were looking over the third-floor balcony.
He's not evidence, he's a proven liar.
Yes, I was.
And what did you see?
I saw Sir Richard coming towards the house, walking fast.
And what did you see him do then?
I saw him stop, turn round and walk away again.
Well, I believe he's telling the truth, don't you? You didn't go into the house and you didn't kill Chloe.
No.
You took a taxi back to the Little Athens and put your wife in it with instructions to the driver to take her straight to the station, and then you finished your lunch.
Yes.
Well, that leaves us with you, Adam. Incompetent blackmailer and talented lover. You had the opportunity, and you knew more about the love life at Lion Key than any of the rest of us. You'd seen Sir Richard coming and going, and through the lens of your camera, you'd been watching Valentine, looking at the world, his world, through a powerful telescope.
Valentine was obsessed by Chloe, with a mania for watching her, the solitary pleasure of the voyeur. On the day of her death, he was watching Lion Key, hoping for a glimpse of her, and he saw Kevin John Athlone shaving himself on her balcony, making himself very much at home. Chloe told him all about Kevin's brutality, his drunken violence, his sheer beastliness, which is why she'd left him. And now it seemed she must have taken him back. The thought was totally unbearable. Something, as you would say, Isabel, went crack in his mind. He was like a man trapped in a terrible dream. He arrived and was seen by Sir Richard. He didn't want to meet Valentine, his neighbour from the country, the friend of his wife. So he returned to the restaurant in the same taxi. Valentine was provoked beyond endurance. He picked up the long, sharp kitchen knife that Kevin John had thrown down, and driven by passion, love, pain, frustration, and madness, he killed her. I think he must have been mad. Quite mad. He raced to change his clothes and get to the library. He hoped I'd be at lunch and he could get there before me. Well, he didn't. But he managed to slip in unnoticed. And he found a place where I'd be bound to see him.
Valentine, what on earth are you doing here?
Jemima. Can't you guess? It's not hard.
Well, it beats me.
I'm waiting for Chloe.
So that bastard started setting me up. And all the time he knew I didn't kill her. He'd done it himself.
Well, of course, Valentine hated you. He wanted to punish you.
Christ!
May I ask how you're going to prove any of this? It's undoubtedly been interesting, but I don't see Inspector Portsmouth being unduly impressed by your analysis.
She's Jemima Shore, investigator. They have to believe her, you fascist shit!
Do they have to believe her? Why?
A dead lord found guilty of murder. Are the police going to buy that one?
You saw him! You saw him going into the house! It's a pity you didn't follow him yourself!
Forgive me, Miss Shaw, but I knew Valentine well. Charming fellow, wouldn't hurt a fly. Was our friend here. Quite the murdering type, I would say. No, she wouldn't have died if it hadn't been for you, you disgusting drunken oaf.